All right, so we're going to continue this Pirate talk. We got Joe from Latrobe. He's a big Buccos fan. Big fan of the show, too. How you doing, Joe?
Good. Hi. A couple of things about the Pirates. Who will be the backup catcher for the Pirates? Who will be in the bullpen? Who isn't? Crick, Rodriguez, and Stratton. I'll hang up and listen to your response.
Paul, I'll let you tackle this. I mean, because we don't even know who the catcher is going to be, let alone the backup catcher.
You know, it's funny. I had Jason Mackey on tonight, and he told me who the backup catcher is, but I forget. There's two guys battling for it. I mean, Jacob Stallings is obviously going to be the catcher. As far as the bullpen goes, I mean, there's a good chance that they're going to have nine guys, I think, in their bullpen, because they have 26 on the roster, so they'll have their 5 starters, and it's entirely possible they're going to have 9 bullpen members. And, of course, they've got, the Michael Felizes and the Clay Holmes and, those kind of guys still. They've got a few guys that are, some younger guys that they picked up that, throw hard. I don't know if they throw accurately, but they throw hard. So the bullpen right now is still a little bit of a work in progress.
Yeah, but what hurts the whole pitching staff is losing a guy like Steven Brault. I mean, he could be a flex guy. He could be a starter, probably projected as a starter. He's out for a little while, and he could have been a bullpen guy too. They just got so many unknowns with this team this year, and I don't expect much. I mean, even though I said I was optimistic, I was kind of joking there. But I do like what Brian Hayes and Kevin Newman and Adam Frazier are doing. Hopefully they can deal Frazier or something and get something for him. But they need a lot. They need a lot. They don't even have one pitcher that I'm comfortable with. Chad Kuhl, he's coming off Tommy John. Are you comfortable with him being your #1 guy?
Well, Steven Brault was supposed to be your #1 guy, I think. At least he was your best pitcher in the spring. And so now you don't have him. I mean, today Trevor Cahill went. Didn't exactly inspire confidence. There's some discussion that Tyler Anderson could be maybe your opening day starter, which would be a total disaster. Chad Kuhl and Mitch Keller are the 2 guys right now that you hope that you can rely on, but I don't know what either one of them has shown that would suggest that they are, ready to be those consistent, major league starters. So the pitching is a work in progress. And there's a lot of unknowns about this team, but there are some good things. I mean, again, Brian Hayes is a really good defensive player. That should help your infield defense out. Newman and Frazier have been hitting really well in the spring if they continue that. I think Colin Moran's probably an upgrade a little bit over Josh Bell defensively at first. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm still not too optimistic. I'm going to do my prediction here next week. But I can't be. I don't know if I'm going to predict more than 60-some wins, low 60s. I think. I don't know. They just don't have the pitching staff. I could see them finish a season with 50-some wins this year, which is unbelievable.
The over/under is what? I think the over/under is 57.5.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
57.5, which means they could hit the over and still lose 100 games. That's how bad people think they're going to be.
Let's go out to Joe in Penn Hills. How you doing, Joe?
Hey, Richie. Hey, Paul.
My hometown of Penn Hills, Della Cella's Pizza. I love it in Penn Hills.
Yeah, another legacy of Huntington. When he drafted Tucker, the next pick was Bruner for the Dodgers, who's going to be a superstar. And when he picked Newman, the next pick was Max Chapman, who's ranked number 23 in all baseball now. He plays for the Oakland A's, so we don't hear so much about him. But that's how Huntington drafted. And that's how it works, and that's why they are where they are.
Joe, I appreciate the call, and I like the research there. And I love going back through drafts and looking at who you could have drafted. I mean, the Steelers could have got Emmitt Smith, right? But they already had. They drafted Frank Worley or something. There was Tim Worley. That's who it was. Tim Worley. But right. The year before. But I love doing that. But you could do that with just about anyone, right? I mean, it's a gamble, especially in baseball. You don't know what these kids are going to do. They're high school kids.
Or high school or college kids, and it all depends on what you need. And Neil Huntington was a guy that really valued having pitching. And so if you look at his drafts, they were pitching heavy, and that's just the way that they went. So, I mean, it's not a surprise. But like you said, if you really take a look at it from a standpoint of, who was drafted after his guys, I mean, you could do that with anybody in any draft because there are always going to be really good players who get passed over, who are second, third, fourth, fifth rounders. It's just that's a part of it.
Yeah, look at Mike Trout, for example. I mean, how many teams could have had him and passed over on him? So,
well, again, we talk about the legacy or whatever of two franchises. What if the Cleveland Browns had drafted Ben instead of Kellen Winslow? Who knows? Maybe the Browns would have been the team with 2 or 3 Super Bowls, and the Steelers would be still bumbling around. I mean, it's that. I mean, you could do that. You could do that with just about anybody.
All right, now we're going to go to our Tri-State Office Furniture tweet of the day before we take more phone calls. And this is a good one here tonight. The Pittsburgh Penguins, Sidney Crosby, became the 8th fastest player to hit the 1,300 points milestone. So he did it last night with an empty netter. So congratulations to Sidney Crosby. And that's our Tri-State tweet of the day. Back with more of your phone calls coming up next. Stay right there.